Good evening, ladies and germs, or whenever you're seeing this video. So here we are, another day, another week. And no, that's not clickbait, but that's a serious question. Why don't we have straight pride? I mean, we have a lot of prides, but why not straight pride? Well, I've asked the question, but I guarantee you're the ones who's going to be answering it, and we will answer it together at the end of this video. Don't worry, I won't keep you. So, when did this start? This gay pride thing. Was it because of Stonewall? Was it because of people just being accepting of others? Well, I just want to give you a little history, and don't worry, I'm not going to go back to Roman times like everyone else does. Let's just go back 100 years. Let's go back to World War II. Hitler was taking over Europe, and it was working. What he was doing was working. Between his war strategies, his rallying up the troops behind him, getting the people behind him, it all worked. It was working, and it looked like we were going to live under a totalitarian rule. There was one machine, you may want to look it up. It's called the Enigma machine. Take your time. You got Google at your fingertips. What it was is that the German would type on this really odd looking typewriter. It had a bunch of different, like, wheels in the front, and every time you press a letter, it would change would change the wheels. So you never really knew what letter stood for what letter. It was an enigma to figure it out. Well, it turns out all it was mathematical equation. If you run the numbers, you can actually figure out what letter was going to be up next. So there was this mathematician from, let me see, he was an English mathematician, a computer scientist at the time. And he actually cracked the code. This person cracked the code for the Enigma machine. America was able to decipher those codes, and we were able to win World War II. Because it wasn't that Hitler guessed wrong, we already knew where he was going to be. So we went to the opposite side of, well, if you knew the map of World War I and where Hitler put his troops, he put them over here and we went over here. Yeah, basically that's what's it. And that won World War I, and that was a great victory. Soon after, it was found out that the person that did it, that cracked the Enigma machine, his name was Alan, Alan Turing, Turing. You might want to look that name up. He's the one who actually cracked the code. And the thing about Alan is that he was gay. He was a homosexual. He, was in a profession. He was a professional man. He was smart. He cracked the code. He saved the world. But because in the 1940s, homosexuality was diagnosed as a mental illness, when it came to the forefront that he was gay, the military gave him one of two options. He can either be a dishonorable discharge because of subversive acts that he did, or he could be chemically castrated. Those were his choices. Now, anyone who's in the military knows that dishonorable discharge is like, it gets at your heart. It tears your heart out. And these are the choices that Alan was given. So he killed himself. Yeah. That's just one story of many stories. A few years ago, it was, how should I put this gently while giving away too much information? Because we are talking about young people here. At the Equality Center, um, a set of parents, husband and wife, brought their 18-year-old son to the center with his suitcase and said, "We don't want him no more." How can you say you're pro-life when you raise a child for 18 years and then just abandon them at a youth shelter? That's beyond me. Now, I know what you must be thinking, well, that's a horrible thing for parents to do. Oh, no. I had a co-worker that for his 18th birthday, his father came in to his room, didn't say a thing, put an empty suitcase on his bed, and walked out. Didn't say a word to his son on his 18th birthday. Just gave him an empty suitcase. In Oklahoma, it is legal that if a gay couple entered your restaurant, you could then turn around and ask them to leave. You could word it however you want. You could say you're disturbing the customers because you're the same sex couple. I had some friends that they rented the same house for 3, 4 years. The owner of the house sold the house. The new owner of the house was, he didn't like gay people. So he literally stalked the area. He would show up unannounced. He would try and peer into the windows. Made them very uncomfortable. And it was a lesbian couple. And needless to say, they had to move. That's okay. You could be evicted if you are a gay couple in Oklahoma. They can evict you. If you are a gay couple in Oklahoma and you go to the restaurant, they can ask you to leave and deny you service just because the way you look. I was working. I was working at a company 4.5 years. It was doing good. Got raises every day, performance raises every year. Not every day, excuse me. I'm a little bit nervous right now. I got performance raise every year. I always got good remarks from my boss. The team loved me, and I loved them. One day they found out that I was dating a woman. 90 days later, I was paperworked out of the company. In Oklahoma, you can get fired for being a same-sex couple. And it's legal. No, there's no laws in the book saying you can do it, but there's no laws in the books that says you cannot do that. So, back to the original question. Why don't we have straight pride? Well, have you ever been asked to leave a restaurant because you're married to an opposite sex? Have you ever been asked to leave a restaurant because you're on a date with the opposite sex? Have you ever been evicted from your place of dwelling because you're in a relationship with the opposite sex? Have you ever been terminated from your job that you've been with for years because you're with the opposite sex? If you answered no to all four questions, the only question left is, do straight people need a parade? Just food for thought. Well, we're going to hope for the best. We're going to prepare for the worst. But I guarantee you, kids, we're all going to land somewhere in the middle. Hold your head up high. Have pride in yourself. And we will see you next time. Bye-bye.